Alright guys, YouTube says I'm live. Welcome to the show. This is a little live show that I do every weekend, every Saturday at 11 a.m. I call it Hanging with Dave. Basically I do a little bit of tech news. I try to keep up with computer hardware releases and stuff like that. Or like today it was some rumors that's going around about some upcoming projects. This time of the year there ain't a whole lot coming out until CES, which is coming up in a week or so. So a lot of these rumors are kind of based around that, I guess. These are rumors that was leaked last week, which wait a week from CES, and you're gonna get the truth about it. But if you like tech and you're kind of on a tight budget, whatnot, you want to build gaming computers cheaply, you came across the right channel. Give me a thumbs up. If you don't like this kind of stuff, give me thumbs down, comment section, which I'll go through them every weekend here on the live show. I'll get into them. It's a Q&A part of it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button while you're down there. Also, I drink me an alcoholic beverage, which is Budweiser, every time I do this. So, yeah, I hope that don't bother you much. And I'm hoping that the bad language don't bother nobody, because every once in a while a dirty word or a word dirt or a cuss word or a foul language may slip out. I hope that don't offend nobody. Just fair warning that it may happen. The first thing I got today, as far as news goes, AMD Ryzen 4000 rumored to offer up to 17% increased performance. This was put out on December the 27th, which I believe that was last Friday, I believe. Yeah, that was last Friday when this came out. This is a rumor, take it with a grain of salt. This is by Techpower Up. All the articles I cover today will be in the description below if you want to go read through them. Like I said, this and the 5600 XT, they're all rumors, which next week they'll probably be launched, so you'll be able to see what they're actually coming up with. But that 17% increase on the AMD Ryzen 4000 processors, they're already knocking Intel around, so it's just going to give them a little bit better lead, which I ran across an article about 10th gen Intel, and I went back to talk about it this morning, and I couldn't find it again. But I think Intel with the 10th generation is gonna hopefully bring back some competition to AMD, which this past year 2019 AMD really gave it to Intel. But I kind of like to watch them go back and forth, because it used to be all Intel for years and years. This past couple of years it's all been AMD. You want to build a system, it's AMD. Intel hasn't been in the race a whole lot because of the pricing, and Intel's had the higher IPC, but really that really don't matter when you need the cores and speed for other things that you do with your computer. So yeah, I'm hoping I'm hoping that was right. Of course, like I said, I couldn't find the article again to go over it with you here this morning. Next thing we got is AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT models from ASRock, MSI, and SFX. Completely leaked. This comes from Techspot. Again, take it with a grain of salt, which next week they'll probably be released because of CX or whatever that big convention is coming up this week. I think it's this week it's coming up. And here's kind of the breakdown of it. The models, the cores, base clocks, the game clocks, the boost clocks, how much memory these things have. The 5600 XT kind of surprised me they went with 6 gigabyte memory on a 288 gigabyte bus, whenever they have the less powerful 5500 XT and an 8 gig version. I don't understand why they went with a 6 gig instead of an 8 gig on that one, but it is what it is. And it actually looks like the 5600. If you look across there, you got more cores, but it's slower. it's a slower cord than what 5500 XT is. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how these things actually perform. Here is some of the big manufacturers. You know, ASRock, XFX, MSI. You know, some of those that they're coming out with. Which, of course, these are going to be the super clocked or the overclocked cords out of the box. And what kind of megahertz they're going to be running. I guess they're thinking that faster bus is going to take up for only having 6 gigs of RAM. I'm assuming by kind of skimming through this article right here, or this sentence down here. Here's and this one here is from WCCF Tech talking about these cords. Stupid ads. What was that? There it is. First picture of AMD Radeon 5600 XT leaked. That's the ASRock Phantom Gaming. That was posted, what was it, 1 day ago. So there's a picture of it. So I guess it is going to be an actual thing, which everybody pretty well guessed it. There's some of the, just like the last article, it tells you the boost clocks and all that. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about it. Like I said, these are just leaked rumors. So the next week when that convention comes out, we'll probably see what it's actually worth, or see how it stacks up in the stacks. But that's gonna pretty well do it for the news for this week. It's about what I got. I don't like spending too much time on leaks and rumors. I'd rather wait till the real stuff comes out. Alright, so like every week, now we're going to get into the Q&A. We actually have quite a few Q&A this week. Kind of surprised me when I seen this many. Alright, let me get you flipped over here. They're going to be pretty quick and easy ones though, for the most part. Sorry about that, headphone users. Let's see here. Well, we got 1 week ago, Vexen. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, as I go through these, if I butcher your names, forgive me. I ain't very good with names, so I'll probably end up butchering them. Vixen, this says nice video. I said thanks for watching in the comment. Andreas ZXT, thanks for the video. You helped me out a lot. Well, I'm glad I could help you out. I'm glad that you got that BIOS updated for that 3000 series processor that you bought there. Brian Leakey, overclocking is nice in Windows, but it is always best to do this in the BIOS. And that was how to overclock the Ryzen 5 2400G on the Gigabyte motherboard. Well, it is best to do it in the BIOS if your motherboard can handle it. I got a video up overclocking the Ryzen 2700 with software, and I can get a better boost clock on my 2700 by using the software than I can in the BIOS. If I put it in the BIOS, I keep getting boot errors. If I use the exact same numbers that Ryzen Master tells me I can run an overclock at. If you watch the video of how to overclock the Ryzen 2700 with AMD Ryzen Master, you know, you can tell that it is taking effect. But if I put them exact same numbers into my BIOS, I keep getting boot errors. I can't even boot the computer up. But if the computer boots and I turn on that overclock in the software, it actually works. So that's kind of questionable. You know, me personally, I agree with that. I'd rather do it in the BIOS than I would using software. But if the software can get me a better overclock than what the BIOS can, you know, and that's why you're overclocking is to get the best performance that you can, then, you know, that software is pretty liable. But thanks for the comments and thanks for watching. Let's see here. Gesto Villabidu Vallis. Gigabyte B450 Ryzen 5 1600 Corsair 3000 megahertz. Does it, I guess, supposed to be work well? The Gigabyte B450 with the Ryzen 5 1600 works fine. The Corsair, that depends on if it's on the QVL list. You have to have the model number, check it with the QVL list to see if it's on the QVL list, if it's going to work all right. I think it was last week or week before last, someone actually commented that, of course, they're saying that their RAM ain't guaranteed to be compatible with Ryzen systems. So if you got Corsair RAM, you definitely want to check that QVL list for the motherboard to make sure it's going to be compatible with your motherboard. But I think it should do all right. Like I said, just check that RAM and make sure the B450 and the 1600 is no problem, no issues there. But the Corsair RAM, that's kind of up in the air. You'd have to check your motherboard, the motherboard QVL list for that. And you didn't give me the manufacturer number for the Corsair, so I can't even look it up for you. But thanks for watching and thanks for the comment. Let's see here. Nody, 5 days ago, says, "Top man, couldn't have done it without you." That was on updating the BIOS on the Gigabyte B450 MDS3H motherboard. Well, thank you. I'm glad I could help you out. I'm glad that you got your BIOS up and going. I hope that computer's working well for you. Thank you for watching and thank you for the comments. Actually, it looks like 3 people even like that one. Let's see here. Waste of time number 9, 4 days ago. That was on Borderlands 3, the walkthrough part 2. Hey man, you're so underrated. Thank you for all that you do and keep up the gaming. Well, thank you, Waste of 9. That's one vote that I got for wanting me to keep the gaming up. So, like I said, I want to do that walkthrough of Borderlands 3 because I wanted to play it anyway, just to kind of bring you guys along for the ride. I want to see how it goes. I don't know. Computers and gaming kind of goes hand in hand. I want to see how this walkthrough goes, and if I get enough people liking it and want me to continue, maybe I'll pick another game to go through. But thanks for watching and thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Savio Lopano. Hi, I got the same motherboard and I have 2 problems. The fan CPU only starts for a few seconds. The other don't see the disk drive. Okay, let's see here. The CPU fan only starts for a few seconds. Sounds like to me that you have that plugged into the wrong header. That's probably a system fan header instead of the CPU fan header. Let me get the motherboard pulled up here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Newegg's got good pictures of it. Alright, if you're plugging your CPU fan into this header right here, which is back next to your back ports, that's a system fan header instead of the CPU fan header. So it's acting like a system fan to me instead of a CPU fan. By the way, it kicks on and it kicks off, because your system fan shouldn't run unless they're needed. Your CPU fan header is actually right here at the top, right beside your RAM slots. That should fix that fan problem, your CPU fan problem. And what was the other one he had? The fan CPU only starts for a few seconds. The other don't see the drive disk. If it's a new drive disk, you'll need to go into disk management and allocate it and format it and partition that drive to be able to see it. If you go into get your Windows up, type in disk. Where's it at? It usually shows up disk management. Right there, create and format a hard drive partition. Which mine ain't gonna look like yours because both my hard drives are done. Well, maybe. There it goes. Okay, you got one that ain't showing up. It should be all grayed out. You'll have to right click on it, and actually when you first get into this, it should walk you through the setups for that, because it ought to recognize the disk. But you need to go in here and allocate the disk and partition the disk for it to be able to be recognized by Windows. And apparently I'm going to say that it is seeing your main drive. But thanks for watching, and thanks for the comment. And that was on did I brick my motherboard on the Gigabyte B450 video. Let's see here, Homeless. Hey, yeah, it worked. First time doing this. Thanks you so much. Well, you're welcome. That was on updating the BIOS. I'm glad it worked for you. I'm glad I could help you out with that. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the comment. Stuart Campbell. Nice one here. Here's mine. The Masterbox Q300L Ryzen 7 2700 B450 Steel Legend EVGA 1070 Ti 8GB. That was on my Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L build guide for 2019 with the 2400. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that video. Sounds like you got a pretty nice system there going on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate that. We got CJ. 3 days ago, got my 32 megahertz Corsair Virgins. I think it's supposed to be running instead of sunning. Stable at 3000 megahertz with the same settings used by you. Thank you. That was on how to overclock your RAM on the Gigabyte B450 motherboard. Well, thank you. I'm glad you got that RAM up and stable. Like I said in that video, pretty well all I did was see what the XMP profiles was and manually put them in. But I'm glad it helped you out. I'm glad that it got your RAM running up to that speed that you paid for. And thank you for watching in the comment. Ferris 525. I bumped up my voltage to 1.31 volts, and it's stable at the rated speed, 3200 megahertz. Is that good? I didn't touch my timing. Should I? Got Ryzen 1600 with 8 gigs of RAM. That was on how to overclock the RAM on the Gigabyte motherboard. You got up to 1.31 volts. You got it running up to 32 megahertz. I'd be happy with that. The timings, it won't give you a whole lot of performance gains, depending on what you're doing with your system. If you're doing creativity stuff and whatnot, you may want to try the timings. For gaming, that ain't going to give you a whole lot of benefits by tightening up your timings much. It may give you some, but not enough to really mess with them. If you got running 3200 megahertz speeds, you know, that's the big thing as far as gaming goes, is the speed of them. Like I said, it depends on how you plan on using your computer. If you're going to be doing videos or streaming or something, you may want to do a tighter timing on them if possible. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. Who else do we got here? Jethro Malignant. Okay. Thank you, sir. I subscribed because of this. That was on how to update the BIOS. How to update the B450 DS3H motherboard BIOS for the Ryzen 3000 CPU. Well, you're welcome, good sir. And I'm glad you subscribed. I hope you stick around for a while. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comment on the video as well. Let's see here. Some guy 2 days ago. You are the boss, Dave. Thanks for the video. Much appreciated. Glad I got this case. That's a little bit older video for me. It's how to build and the Cooler Master Half X XB Evo. You know, I put that out a few years ago, but that is a pretty good case. I actually still have the case. I no longer run my main system in it, but I use a air test bench over here on the side for when I get used components and I need to test them and whatnot. But But yeah, that's a pretty nice case. As far as me being the boss, I don't know about all that. Ask my girlfriend, she'll tell you otherwise. But you're welcome for the video. I'm glad I could help you. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Thanks for the watch. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate that. The Highness dies. May I overclock the RAM to 3200 and set the rest of the settings like you did? Will it be okay? I'm having Corsair Vengeance 3200 megahertz RAM. You could try the settings that I used. Of course, that's on overclocking the RAM on the gigabyte motherboard. You can try them settings, see how your RAM reacts to it. Like the guy down here, Fair 525, he bumped his voltage up to 1.31 volts, and he got his up to 3200 megahertz. The rest of them settings, you know, you could try them settings to see how it acts. Of course, that Corsair Vengeance, like I said earlier as well, you know, Corsair says their RAM ain't guaranteed to work with AMD Ryzen, so you may have problems with that. But you can try them settings and you just adjust them as necessary if it ain't stable for you. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. Some guy 2 days ago, keep them coming. That was on how to build in the Cooler Half XP Evo. Well, thank you, some guy. I plan on keeping them coming. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for continuing to watch. And thank you for the comments you keep leaving me. Appreciate that. Ice Warden, thank you. Look through 9 videos. This thankfully was so easy. And that was how to disable the onboard graphics on the Gigabyte B450 DS3H motherboard. Now you're welcome, Ice Warden. I'm glad that you ran across the video that could help you disable them onboard graphics. And it is fairly easy. It's a click of a mouse, you know. It ain't hard. I try to put out videos that I think people could find useful that I can't find no place else. You know, a lot of my videos is somewhat like what other creators do, but I try to put out stuff that newbies may need to do, or you know, just like backing up the personal files or how to back up your data video that I did. You know, it didn't get a whole lot of views, but it's out there if someone needs to know how to do it. That's kind of what I do. But you're welcome for that, and thanks for watching, and thanks for the comment on it. Let's see here, Alvin S. Dave, did you had to update your BIOS flash? I'm not exactly sure on what he means by having to update my BIOS flash. I have updated my BIOS to the latest, which was F50 the last time I did it. But I don't know what he's talking about, updating the BIOS flash. I mean, the BIOS flash utility is built into the motherboard. There's no update there as far as I know of. That was on the Cooler Masterbox Q300L build. But yeah, I did update the BIOS on that motherboard. I update them on every motherboard for the systems that I sell. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the comment. Sighits, I guess. My latest BIOS update was the default version from 2018. Now I installed the latest and get a big performance boost, boot time, and responsiveness. Well, and that was on how to update the BIOS for the Gigabyte B450 DS3H motherboard. Well, I'm glad that helped you out. And yeah, that's one of the big things that the BIOS updates will do for you, is actually to get you more responsiveness and get you a little bit better performance out of your motherboard. Back in the day, you know, that was one of the tricks to actually speed up an older computer, was to update that BIOS, because them BIOSes do control the motherboard, and it controls the rest of the components that's attached to your motherboard. You know, I don't know. Nobody's ever really went into why you should update a BIOS. Maybe I should put a video out on that. But like I said, you know, back in the day, whenever you're trying to speed up a computer, that was an easy, quick way to do it back in the 90s, you know. And back then it was touch and go if you should even try the BIOS update. That was pretty iffy. It wasn't like today. But I'm glad that you got it done, and I'm glad that it helped you boost your times and your responsiveness to the motherboard, and you're happy with the BIOS update. I want to thank you for watching, and thank you for the comment. And I believe, guys, that's going to do it for this week. I believe that was all the comments that I've had. I want to look here real quick. I think someone actually responded to another one. Let me see if I can find it here. New comment. That ain't it. 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 Right here it is. I don't know why it didn't show up underneath my comments, but here it is in my Gmail. Eris Vizek Solar's replied to Matthew Strott's comment, May 2. I have the Ryzen 5 3500 and DJ don't see force integrated graphics. And that's the one that I did, I believe it was last week. I actually answered that one. And I don't know why it don't show up, because the 3400G is basically a 2400G. I've never ran into that before, so I really don't know how to answer that. Okay. Matthew actually answered him back. If you're still looking, I was able to get all the options before to here by flashing the newest BIOS version. Without an update, some of the options are there, but not all of them. So there you go. Thank you for answering that, Matthew. Thank you for helping the guy out. Yeah, but that's going to do it for today, guys. That's all the Q&A that I had. That's all the news that I actually had pulled up for today. Which I really don't like to get too much into the news, but I got to have something to fill out in a little bit of time. Been gone for about a half hour now, I guess. Something like that. And I got a lot to do here around the house today. With that being said, then I'll be back next week, same time, same channel, same place, to answer more Q&A and go through the comments and see what kind of news, which next week's at trade show, the CNS or CXN or whatever the initial is for that big one. So maybe I'll do some coverage on it. Of course, I ain't going to be able to go because of my work schedule and whatnot, but maybe I'll try to bring you some coverage from what I can see online and do some videos on it. But anyways, if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that thumbs up, that thumbs down button if you don't. The comment section, I'll go through them next week, next Saturday morning, 11 a.m. I'll go through and answer them. I'll go back there and type all these comments that I answered today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there while you're down there playing around. And with all that being said, y'all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.